if you have someone who creates a DEI, a diversity, equity, inclusion department, unless you have money attached to it, it's just a name and it's just a title.
Hello, and thank you so much for welcoming me here today. My name is Teresa Jorge, and I am a patient access liaison at Horizon. As a Latina and first generation Cuban American, I am proud to say Horizon is dedicated to continually fostering inclusion, diversity, equity, and allyship. As part of our ongoing commitments to cultivating an inclusive workplace, Horizon is proud of our partnership with the Chicago Council on Science and Tech's Inclusiveness in STEM series.
In the STEM world, we privilege notions and practices built around concepts like objectivity and empiricism. But STEM professions and pursuits don't occur in a vacuum of pure objectivity. The world of STEM, cultures and institutions that feed into it, and the applications of innovations and discoveries, these all swirl together to form a complex environment that is navigated in different ways by different people. Traditionally, the movers and shakers of the myriad STEM fields have been straight, white, and masculine. But with this in mind, and with an eye towards the future, how can non-white students and young scientists navigate STEM spaces that were not built with them in mind? We spoke with Dr. Amanda Maldonado to learn more.
Following my bachelor's, I applied and was accepted into the medicinal chemistry program at University of Illinois at Chicago, where I earned my doctorates in medicinal chemistry in March of 2022, and accepted a position as an entrepreneurial fellow within the Chicago Biomedical Consortium, where I'm currently at now.
According to a Pew Research Center report from April of 2021, Hispanic people make up 17% of the total workforce, but represent only 8% of the workers in STEM. What's more, a recent study indicated that 63% of Latino people surveyed do not feel welcomed and included, do not feel invited to share their ideas, and or do not feel confident their ideas are heard and valued in the workplace.
When I told my father that I was interested in pursuing more education, his reaction was complete surprise. To him, it was, you have a bachelor's degree and you should use that bachelor's degree to get a job. It's very difficult for people, especially Latinos, to go out into the world and to be able to get a successful job with a prioritized degree like a science degree. And I actually ended up talking to my undergraduate advisor, who we ended up having a lunch meeting with my dad one Saturday as I was going through the application process. And it was my undergraduate advisor who helped um, pass on the knowledge of what I could potentially do with a graduate degree and how I could utilize a graduate degree to advance my not only my career outlooks, but to be representative of the community in the field of science. So it was after talking to my undergraduate advisor that my dad was comfortable with me moving out of home and pursuing a graduate degree. Regardless, I would have done it anyway, but having support from someone who had done it was really helpful to me.
We all have a long way to go to tackling barriers to engagement and ensure a workplace is not only inclusive, but representative of the available talent out there. It's critical that we foster inclusivity, equity, and long-term success in STEM for this underrepresented group.
Right now, I'm working on multiple projects, and I had a planned vacation for this time because of the way my benefits at my current position allow my benefits don't roll over, so I need to use my benefits or I lose them. And I feel kind of bad. I have this guilt of I'm about to go on vacation um, for the first time within this company, but I have all of these projects that I have to put on hold. And I have to remind myself that the projects are not going anywhere, but not prioritizing myself and not prioritizing my mental health can be detrimental to the outcomes of the projects that I'm leading. So it's so important to be able to, tell myself, hey, I'm just as important as my scientific background. I, as a person, deserves time to assess what I need for myself, and what I need for myself is to use these days up so I don't lose them, and at least I'm, you know, working hard to make sure that the projects are moving forward. And it's the same within grad school, understanding this is what I can handle, and these are the projects I can handle. And if I have people coming to me, whether it's friends who want to hang out, family members who want me to come and visit and help out with something, or even professors who want to add more workload to my already very busy schedule, I have to be cognizant of that and mindful of what I can handle, and be able to be like, hey, look, this is what I can handle. This is my plate right now, and my plate's very full. Um, as you can see, and I don't have space or time to dedicate and prioritize that right now. And how can we comfortably come to an agreement together to be able to move forward in a successful way? And it's hard because I know, growing up, I really had to help my parents out financially, a lot, and prioritize the family's well-being over mine, and learning how to take a step back and be like, it's okay to prioritize myself first. It's okay to put some of these aside for now and come back to it with fresh eyes, so I could come back to it with a new outlook and new perspectives, and help it move forward in a more helpful way than trying to, beat a dead horse, so to say. So I think it is important to go through that and practice it. And practice it on small things first. If someone wants to hang out in the weekend and you have an exam coming up, just practice, hey, no, I think maybe we should hang out after my exam. And I think it's important that my exam comes first, because my education is important to me. And these are like small ways you can start implementing it in your everyday life, and why it's important to do that.
There is also much we can learn from hearing our esteemed speakers' lived experiences and diverse perspectives today. We can discuss key challenges the Latino community faces while thinking about how we can help ensure more equitable opportunities for Latino workers navigating the landscape.
At the FAFSA, as I was going through it, it was like, oh, you technically don't qualify as like an emancipated adult because of the way your taxes are. And it was like, that's weird, because I do live alone. I'm supporting myself. Like, my parents, I'm not a dependent on my parents, but because of the way that the US has their guidelines for tax exemption and dependency, it was really difficult for me to navigate the FAFSA process without making sure I don't incriminate myself through that process, which was very, very interesting. And again, having other people who knew how to do it was so helpful, because my parents didn't understand these processes. My mom doesn't have a bachelor's degree. She didn't go to college. She hasn't finished. She hasn't completed her education. And my dad was an immigrant who went through an immigration process, which is very different for me, who, although I come from an immigrant family, I myself was born in the United States. So there just was a misalignment in understanding what I needed to do versus what they needed to do, or what they did when they were trying to go through these processes.
We can also explore Latino identities. During Hispanic Heritage Month, we know that one umbrella pan-ethnic term Hispanic, meaning a person whose cultural traditions originate from Spain, does not adequately convey the approximately 62 million of us with complex and distinct identities.
Hey guys, it's Jake from C2ST. If you like the video you just watched, why don't you go ahead and click the like and subscribe buttons now? Doing so is good for you, but it's also good for us because it means we show up in other people's searches on YouTube. And if you want to take it a step further, you can even hit that bell icon, which will notify you whenever a C2ST video goes live, the moment it goes live. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the internet.